What is up everyone, welcome back to another Figma review, and today I'm taking a look at Figma number 270, Leonidas from the 300. It's been a long time since I sat down to do a Figma review, and I don't remember Good Smile as well as Max Factory being on the box before, but still, it's there. This says it's from the 300. On the website it says it's from the new movie, not the older movie, but this one seems to say it's from the older one. But anyway, there's the front of the box, there is the left hand side of the box, there is the right hand side of the box, and there's the back. Now let's bust this thing open and see what we've got.
This is Sparta!
Seriously, is that what I think it is? Come on, get out of there, pull out that intersection, come on, get out, get out, get out. Throw away that box. Goodbye. And yes, oh, seriously, this is a pull-out segment. I am getting excited. There's a part of me that likes to keep the boxes that's telling me not to do this, but it has to be done. I'm just hoping I'm not going to tear it in the wrong way. Oh, never mind that. Ignore that. That did not happen. So finally, there we are with the black piece from the back torn out. You could leave it in and it would still look really good for the iconic poses, but if you want, you could pull it out like this, maybe stick it over your toilet or something like that, kick some people down it. I mentioned previously before that I do tier Figma releases by, 1, 2, 3 in that kind of way, depending on what comes in the box. This one has to be a tier 1. This comes with a lot of stuff, a crazy amount. In the back there, we've got the cape that is made out of cloth, and that looks sick. And in here, we've got Leonidas, an alternate face, and from what I can see here, this is looking a lot better than a lot of those kind of Figma have dropped the ball in the past with realistic figures like Indiana Jones or any of the kind of Avengers that weren't that great. But so far, this is looking pretty damn good. We've got two versions of the helmet here. A head section, obviously for using with the helmets, a sword, a spear, the shield, and the rack of hands down here. But anyway, let's get this out and check out the figure itself.
This is
pretty damn awesome. Right now I'm going to mention that they should have made this Figma number 300. That would have made sense. It's 300 Figma, but it's not Figma number 300. They totally should have went with it. I know Gilgamesh is awesome, totally awesome, but I don't know, this is too perfect not to have happened. Right off the bat, I have to mention this is the best realistic looking Figma I have seen so far. They have really nailed it right here. The body looks awesome. What could almost be called a costume almost looks awesome as well. But what I really have to mention is the face is totally on point. They have really nailed Jared Butler's King Leonidas to a T. It does have a somewhat cartoony, caricaturish vibe to it, but I think it works well and it looks just right. Max Factory has had a lot of fails when it comes to realistic faces like Bruce Lee, Captain America, Indiana Jones. There's been a whole lot. But this one right here, I think they've nailed it. This looks pretty good. There is an alternate face I do think is better, but we'll get to that in a bit. Some awesome highlighting and lowlighting all over the flesh tone. The brassy copper effect on the arm guards as well as the shin guards look amazing. All in all, it looks amazing. I can't deny I was a little bit worried at first. Moving now onto accessories, and there he is with everything that he comes with. Almost forgot to include them, but there are the alternate hands. And speaking of which, what we've got is a set of those default fists, some dynamic open palmed hands, these relaxed open palmed hands, and finally some holding hands for holding the weapons. As for faces, we've the default standard face, as well as what is essentially the This is Sparta face. And there is the alternate one with that little knob on the back there for attaching the helmet. And as for the helmets, we have this one here with the big awesome black crest, as well as this one here which is the standard infantry type. And as for weapons, we've got the spear, the sword, as well as the shield. And lastly then is that iconic red cloak. This is pretty damn big and made from a nice soft material, so that hangs really well. This shoulder over here though is gathered. I'm guessing that's to go over that shoulder, but it does look a little bit different to what's on the box. So now moving quickly onto articulation, there is the head all the way to the front, all the way to the back. That's pretty good to the back there. As well as side to side, and more than likely that will spin all the way around. There is the arm all the way up. That can rotate and go up like that. face can fall off. As you can see, I am getting some pin transfer here, probably from the strap on the shoulder. By the way, it seems like this can come off if you wanted to. Same with the belt. Anyway, there is the bend at the elbow. That is pretty good. As for the wrist, it's that typical Figma wrist joint, so you get everything you would expect there, blocked a little bit by the van brakes, or whatever you call that. As for the ab crunch, he's got quite a bit to the back, but not so much to the front at all. So what you'd really want is to the front, but you don't get much there. But to the back, you get plenty. Pretty similar there with side to side. There's not too much there. I guess they're trying to keep the torso as flush as possible, but you're not getting a whole lot of articulation in there. There is the leg all the way up to the front. As for the back, those little leather undies kind of do get in the way. They are all the way out to the sides. There is the bend at the knee, and as for the ankle, there's down, up. We've got a side-to-side pivot there, and also that bend at the toes. So that is it for the review. I can't deny I was a little bit iffy about this before it came out because a lot of the realistic looking figures that Figma have released so far, like say Bruce Lee or the Avengers and stuff like that, they haven't really looked the greatest, have they? This time, however, I do think they've done quite a good job here. This, without a doubt, definitely does look like Leonidas, but I have to say the only real down point has to be those crossed eyes on the shouting face. It looks like you might be able to open that up and readjust, but that might just be this figure here. Beyond that though, it's got an awesome set of accessories. I'm really digging the cape. The articulation is great, the paintwork is awesome. All in all, it's pretty damn sweet. Of course, if you want one of your own, then check out that link down there in the description. And as always, thank you very much for watching, and make sure to come back for more Figma reviews. See you next time.